Welcome everyone to the final of the first Brain of Film. Before this final, we wanted to say thank you to all 168 players who have joined the first running of this competition. We would like to thank everyone who gave time to read in this competition. Without you guys, this tournament wouldn't have been the success it has been. We'd also like to thank Ronnie Jackson, Beth Fry Young, Charlie Fritz, and Alex Spacey for their amazing work writing the sets that you have all enjoyed. We'd like to also thank Will Jones for everything he does behind the scenes to make these competitions run. We honestly couldn't do half of what we do without him. And now to your finalists. In seat one is a player who scored 56 owns during the tournament, winning all 5 of his group games to come fourth in the main table. He is an entomologist at the Florida Museum of Natural History. His online quizzing accomplishments include several appearances in the finals of OQL USA Pop Solos, 2 OQL USA Division I championships on the team Nacho Love, and he recently joined the Tyrell Corporation in OQL UK, which is currently at the top of the Division I standings. There's much more that could be said about him, but we'll end things before the orchestra starts to play us off the stage. Please welcome David Plotkin.
Thanks for the intro, Bob.
No problem. In seat two is a player who scored 61 owns during the tournament, winning all 5 of his group matches to capture second on the main table. He would like to congratulate the other finalists for their achievements in this competition and beyond, as well as thank all of the editors, writers, readers, and other competitors. Without everyone's hard work and the quizzing community's participation, we wouldn't have such an enjoyable competition. He still mourns the loss of the American version of Pop Solos, as do I, which he was fortunate enough to win a couple of times. So it was great to see someone pick up the torch and create a global film competition, even if the finalists have skewed a bit American this time around. On a personal note, he would also like to acknowledge Professor Patricia Vigderman at Kenyon College for inspiring a lifelong love of film, and the cable network TCM for helping it blossom. And he looks forward to an exciting conclusion to this competition. Please welcome Ben McIntyre. And now to seat 3 is a player who scored a joint record 64 owns during the competition, winning 4 of his 5 games, with his only second place a close week 2 tilt that was his first of soon-to-be 3 head-to-head matches with Ben in seat 2. He has been on teams that won Geek Bowl in 2016 and 2019, Chicago Open Trash in 2022, the Quizzing World Cup in 2022, and the Cockle World Championships in 2023. As an individual, he is a 4-time Emirs Well finalist and has finished in the top 10 of the Learn League Rundle Championships 4 times. He has also won the 2024 Jeopardy Tournament of Champions and the 2025 Jeopardy Masters Tournament. He hosts the quizzing podcast, Recreational Thinking, and his knowledge focus, the Wrangler Box blog, can be found at harpo84.blogspot.com. Please welcome Yogesh Raut. And finally, in seat 4 is a player who not only topped the main league table by winning all 5 of his matches while scoring 62 owns, but also holds the distinction of the only full house of this inaugural Brain of Film season back in week 2. He lives in Los Angeles, where he is the assistant manager of the Academy History for the assistant manager of Academy History for the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Scientists. He is a 2-time gold medalist in the Film Specialist Quiz at the Quiz Olympiad, a winner of the Dee Allen Audio Film Tournament, and part of an undefeated team for the annual Oscar Quiz at O'Brien's Irish Pub in Santa Monica, California. In addition to watching films, he is grateful towards his fiancée, Alan, for keeping books, hikes, reality competition shows, board games, and cooking in his life. Still, it is his dream upon retirement to spend a year traveling to every major international film festival. Before then, though, please welcome Clifford Galiher. All right, so just as a basic refresher, all of you know the rules, but for anyone watching for the first time, this is 5 rounds of 3 questions apiece per player. You'll get 30 seconds on direct. You'll get a 10-second warning, at the end of which you'll need to either answer or pass on the question. The rest of you in the queue will get 4 seconds apiece to decide if you're going to guess on bonuses, but that ends up being pretty instantaneous, so please try to know by the time I say your name if you think you're going to guess. We've already gone over your names. Just for integrity's sake, try to keep your hands in view of the camera for as much of the match as you can. And last but not least, best of luck to all of you.
Good luck, everyone.
Right.
Good luck, all. Give me a second to adjust my Zoom window size now that the screen share started.
Yeah. And just to
All right,
confirm, everyone can see that okay?
Yep.
Okay. All right. The first question of the final is for David in seat 1, and it is this. David, the 1987. Oh, sorry, that is the wrong set. 1 sec. No, wait, that is the right set.
I don't recall seeing this question before. So,
yeah.
No, this is a brand new question. David, the 1987 film adaptation of James Joyce's short story *The Dead* was the final film made by which director, whose other films include *The Maltese Falcon*, *The Treasure of the Sierra Madre*, and *Svelte Jungle*.
Houston.
That is John Huston. All right, 1 sec. Do a quick refresh because the timer wasn't starting. Okay. David, your next question in round 1. Sharing its title with a 2010s film, what 1929 film was George Brankoff's first talkie when it was transformed from a silent movie to a talking one? It was directed by Rowland V. Lee.
Hmm.
Ten seconds, David.
I will guess Moonlight.
That is not what I have here. Goes to Ben.
Pass.
To Yogesh.
Yes.
To Clifford.
Pass.
First sex in the match is for The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh.
Okay.
David, third question for you. Nominated for 9 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, the 2022 film All Quiet on the Western Front was based on a 1929 book by Eric Maria Remarque and depicted which war?
World War One.
World War One is correct. Ben, you're first of the set. A huge commercial failure, which has since developed a huge cult following, which 2001 film was set on the last day of the 1981 summer camp at the fictional Camp Firewood.
Wet Hot American Summer.
Wet Hot American Summer is correct. Next question for Ben. Which actor played the ruthless Austrian SS officer Hans Landa in the 2009 film *Inglourious Basterds*?
Waltz.
Christoph Waltz is correct. Third question for you, Ben. Which Japanese director released *Throne of Blood*, *Ikiru*, *Rashomon*, and *Seven Samurai* in the 1950s?
Kurosawa.
Akira Kurosawa is correct. 3 for 3. Yogesh, you're first of the set. A 2013 documentary entitled *The Man Behind the Poster* focused on what artist known for his work on film poster design. He worked extensively with Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, the latter of whom enjoyed his work so much he stipulated that except for the text, this man's poster for The Phantom Menace could not be modified for foreign distribution.
Macquarie.
That is not what I have here. Goes to Clifford.
Struzen.
Drew Struzan is that artist's name.
Good. Yeah.
Next one for Yogesh. After that sip. Yogesh, which actor died on 22nd of January 2008 from an overdose of prescription drugs? He later won a posthumous Academy Award for his role as the Joker in The Dark Knight.
Ledger.
Heath Ledger is his name, or was his name. And Yogesh. The 1942 film Woman of the Year was the first film to star Katharine Hepburn, in which actor? This man was both her frequent on-screen and real-life romantic partner.
Tracy.
Tracy, as in Spencer Tracy, is correct. And now the last three questions of this opening round. Clifford, who played the character Meredith Johnson, the ex-girlfriend of an executive who files a sexual harassment complaint against him for failing to seduce him in the 1994 erotic thriller Disclosure?
Moore.
Demi Moore is correct. Clifford, you're next. In 2012, Roger Ebert announced his 10 votes for the Sight and Sound poll of the greatest movies of all time. Among those was which 1926 Buster Keaton film that was inspired by the Great Locomotive Chase, a military raid aboard a steam locomotive during the American Civil War?
The General.
That is The General. And the last question in this round, Clifford. With a majority female cast, which 2011 film starred Kristen Wiig as a woman who experiences several difficulties after agreeing to be the maid of honor at the wedding of her friend, played by Maya Rudolph?
Bridesmaids.
That is 3 for 3 for you. And that is the end of round one. I don't think I need to review the scores at the end of each round because everyone can see them. So I'm just going to move right into round two with this question for David. David, which 1980 musical comedy starring the Village People flopped so spectacularly that it directly inspired John J.B. Wilson to create the Golden Raspberry Awards?
What is this called? Dance to the Music.
That is not what I have here. Goes to Ben.
You Can't Stop the Music.
The U isn't there, but Can't Stop the Music is the title. Next one for David. Which man directed Wet Hot American Summer? His other films include 2012's Wanderlust and 2014's They Came Together.
I will say David Wayne.
Fellow David Wayne is correct. And David, you're last in this round. Which actor who played Alex Letourneau in 8 Mile died under disputed circumstances at the age of 32 in 2009? She rose to fame with her role as Ty in Clueless, appeared in Uptown Girls, and voiced Gloria in Happy Feet.
Murphy.
Brittany Murphy is correct. Over to Ben, you're first in round two. Ben, which U.S. president made a cameo appearance in Home Alone 2 when he is asked for directions by Kevin McAllister when he enters the Plaza Hotel?
Trump.
Never heard of him. Yes, Donald Trump is correct. Next question for Ben. The 1981 drama film Rich and Famous was the final film made by which director? Often referred to as a woman's director, this veteran of classical Hollywood cinema's other films include The Philadelphia Story, My Fair Lady, and the 1954 version of A Star is Born.
Cukor.
George Cukor is correct. And third one for you, Ben. The 1921 short The Lucky Dog is the first film to feature what two comedy performers? Since the two do not share scenes together, film historian Wes Gehring identifies 1927's Putting Pants on Philip as the first official film starring these two, famous for their slapstick comedy and the catchphrase, "Here's another nice mess you've gotten me into."
Laurel and Hardy.
Both of those answers needed for that point. Over to Yogesh. You're first in round two. Yogesh, Rungano Nyoy is a Zambian Welsh director whose 2017 debut, I Am Not a Witch, was that year's British selection for the Best International Film Oscar. Nyoy followed that with what 2024 film starring Susan Shardy as Shula, a young Zambian woman who finds her uncle's dead body on the way home from a party?
Another one I'm going to miss after writing about her on my blog. I don't know. I Am Not a Murderer.
That is not what I have here. Goes to David.
On Becoming a Guinea Fowl.
On Becoming a Guinea
Yeah.
Fowl is the name of that movie.
Good.
Yogesh, you're next. In which 1993 erotic thriller does Sharon Stone play Carly Norris, who moves into a mysterious building and begins an affair with William Baldwin's character, later revealed to be the building's owner?
I've read the book it's based on. It's called like Sliver.
It is called Sliver in both incarnations. And Yogesh, sharing its title with a hit 2012 action-adventure video game, which 1931 film starred Marlene Dietrich as Marie Culverer, a woman who lost her husband in the war and works as a sex worker to support herself and her cat. Ten seconds, please.
It's a good guess. Dead or Alive.
That is not what I have here. Goes to Clifford.
Pass.
It passes to David.
Pass.
It passes to Ben.
Pass.
Those two works are both called Dishonored. Clifford, over to you for three to close out this round. Start with, based on the Frank Herbert book of the same name, which 2021 Denis Villeneuve science fiction film was nominated for 10 Academy Awards. It starred Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya as Paul Atreides and Chani, respectively.
Dune.
That is Dune. Next one for you. Christoph Waltz played the ruthless, murder-driven Leon Rahm, in which 2016 film that saw Alexander Skarsgård play the role of John Clayton III, the 5th Earl of Greystoke.
Legend of Tarzan.
The Legend of Tarzan is the title of that remake. And Clifford, in 1958, Federico Fellini released which film that won the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film? This movie followed the titular prostitute and her trials and tribulations from getting literally dumped by her boyfriend to having her money stolen and dancing a mambo with movie star Alberto Lazzari.
Knights of Cabiria.
That is 3 for 3 for you. And that is the end of that round. Moving into the midpoint round of the match, round 3, back to David. David, in which 1994 erotic thriller did Bruce Willis star as a traumatized psychologist who develops colorblindness after witnessing a patient's suicide before falling for a mysterious woman with multiple personalities? 10 seconds, David.
I think I have this. I will guess Two-Face.
That is not what I have here. Yogesh?
Color of Night, the final film of Richard Rush.
Color of
Nice.
Night is correct. Next one for David. Of which title character of a 2001 film does Donald Trump, in a cameo appearance, say male modeling wouldn't be what it is today without this person? Ben Stiller plays this character, who is tricked by Will Ferrell's character into assassinating the Prime Minister of Malaysia.
Zoolander.
Zoolander is correct. And David? Known for his work creating more than 1,000 book covers, what artist is probably best known for creating the iconic artwork used for the film poster for Jaws? The work was originally designed for the earlier novel.
Yeah, I just don't think I know the names of any book cover artists. I will go for a Lucky Jones.
Lucky Jones does not pay out this time, but to Ben,
Pass.
Yogesh,
Pass.
and Clifford.
Pass.
His name, Roger Castle. Ben, you're first in this round. Another movie for which Roger Ebert said he had voted was Aguirre, The Wrath of God, a 1972 film directed by which German?
Herzog.
Werner Herzog is correct. Next for Ben, which 1982 cross-country action comedy featured futuristic weaponized dune buggies, cost $12 million to make, and famously flopped so hard it destroyed director Hal Needham's streak of box office hits. Ten seconds, Ben.
Cannonball Run.
That is not what I have here. Yogesh?
Cannonball Run 2.
That is not what I have here either. Clifford?
Pass.
David?
I'm gonna pass. I have a guess, but I'm not confident enough. I would have said Solar Babies.
It's not Solar Babies either. It is the movie Megaforce.
Okay.
Ben, here's your last in this round. Which actress won the Best Actress Oscar for her portrayal in Yorgos Lanthimos' adaptation of Aleister Gray's Poor Things? Her other work for Lanthimos includes as Abigail in The Favorite and as Michelle Fuller in Begonia.
Stone.
Emma Stone is correct. Yogesh, here is your first in the round. The 1986 comedy film Big Trouble was the final film made by which director? This pioneer of American independent cinema was the director of acclaimed films such as A Woman Under the Influence, Gloria, and Love Streams, which frequently starred his wife, Gina Rollins.
I've seen Big Trouble. It has the same stars and writer as The In-Laws, but don't let that fool you into watching it. That says John Cassavetes.
I will immediately strike it from my watch list. Next one for you, Yogesh. Christoph Waltz played the vicious August Rosenbluth, the husband of Reese Witherspoon's character in which 2011 film, which starred Robert Pattinson as veterinary student Jacob.
Yeah, it's the one that was just made into a musical. Water for Elephants?
Water for Elephants is the name of that movie. And Yogesh. Depicting their relationship from high school years to early adult life, which 2013 French film with a female-heavy cast follows the relationship between characters played by Adele Exarchopoulos and Leah Seydoux.
Blue is the warmest color.
Blue is the warmest color. 3 for 3 for you in that round. And to Clifford. Clifford, which Canadian actor who appeared in a number of films in the 80s and 90s with Corey Feldman, died of pneumonia, age 38, in 2010. He was perhaps best known for his role in the 1987 film The Lost Boys.
Corey Haim.
It is Corey Haim. Next one for you, Clifford. Directed by Wanuri Kahui, what 2018 film stars Samantha Mugatsia and Sheila Muniva, as two women living in Nairobi who fall in love? This movie became the first Kenyan film to officially screen at Cannes and was banned for a period as it violated local anti-gay legislation.
Rafiki.
That was the movie Rafiki. And the last question in this round, Clifford. Carol Lombard stars in what pre-code horror film that was a sequel to White Zombie? It has the same name as a TV show that focused on demon hunting. 10 seconds left.
Zombie Hunter.
That is not what I have here. David?
Supernatural.
Supernatural is what I needed for the point.
Yeah,
And
the extra clue of demon hunting show is much more narrow than 2010's film or video game.
Mhm.
So that was helpful.
All right. All right. That takes us to the penultimate round. We will stay with David for your directs in this round. David. Roger Ebert also included the 1953 film Tokyo Story about an elderly couple visiting Tokyo to visit their children. It was directed by which man?
Ozu.
Yasujiro Ozu is correct. Next one for David. 1957 saw Ingrid Bergman appear in both Wild Strawberries and what other film? This movie is perhaps better known for an iconic scene involving a board game.
Ingrid Bergman
Seventh Seal.
is in neither of those.
Yeah.
I mean,
think
I
it meant
assume the film is the
Max
seventh.
von.
I think it's talking about a different Bergman. But I'm sorry, what was your answer, David?
I said the Seventh Seal based on the fact that it's Scandinavian and it's a 1950s film.
Yes.
It might just meant it to have said directed both Wild Strawberries and
yes.
what.
Or Max von
But she
Sydow.
didn't. But
He
she
does
didn't
appear in
direct
both.
them either.
No.
Yeah.
All right. In the meantime, David. Matteo Garrone wrote and directed what 2023 movie nominated for the Best International Film Oscar, featuring dialogue in both French and Wolof. This film follows Senegalese migrants Sedou and Moussa as they journey across Northwest Africa in search of better lives in Italy.
All right. Napolitano.
That is not what I have here. Ben?
Pass.
Clifford.
Io Capitano.
Io Capitano is what I
Okay.
have here. Ben, to you in this round. What name is shared by a long-running British TV series and a 1932 film starring Lionel Atwill as a man who takes the fall for his son when his son's lover has been found murdered? Ten seconds, Ben.
Casualty.
That is not what I have here. Goes to Yogesh.
Oh, I don't know. Let's try Silent Witness.
The Silent Witness.
Well
Very
done.
nice.
That's their
Yes.
title. Ben, next one for you. Passing away in 1992, what artist was one of the first prolific film poster designers? His work was used for the posters for the first 5 Star Trek films, Apocalypse Now, and multiple James Bond films.
Pass.
To Clifford.
Peak.
Bob Peak was
Nice.
his name.
Well done.
Well done.
Ben, one more for you in this round. Which 2011 Zack Snyder film with a majority female cast stars Emily Browning as a young woman who is committed to a mental institution and enters a series of fantasy worlds to collect the items needed to escape?
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch is correct. Yogesh, you're first in round 4. Which American actor and comedian voiced a can of vegetables in Wet Hot American Summer? He voiced Boy in the 2023 Boy Kills World, but is perhaps best known for voicing the title character of an animated TV series since 2011.
I'm assuming this is Ben's full name, Benjamin.
Yes.
H. John Benjamin is correct. Next one for you, Yogesh. Sandra Euler starred in 2 Academy Award nominated movies in 2023. The first being the legal drama Anatomy of a Fall, and the other being which historical drama set during the Second World War. Directed and adapted by Jonathan Glazer, this film was loosely adapted from a novel by Martin Amis.
I think it's Martin Amis. That's a
It is
zone of
Martin
interest.
Amis. It is the zone of interest. I'm glad that mispronunciation didn't throw you off. Yogesh, here's your last question in this round. telling the story of a surprise amphibious landing at the title location during the Korean War, which 1981 film that starred Laurence Olivier as General Douglas MacArthur was a massive box office flop, earning less than $2 million compared to its $43 million budget.
It's underwritten by the Unification Church of, what's it called? What's it called? Incheon?
It is called Incheon, 3 for 3. And now the last 3 questions before the final round. Clifford. Starting with the swashbuckler Captain Blood in 1935, what actor appeared side Olivia de Havilland in 8 films? This actor is probably most famous for playing Robin Hood in the 1938 film The Adventures of Robin Hood, opposite de Havilland as Maid Marian.
Flynn.
Errol Flynn is correct. Next one for you. The 1989 film Street of No Return was the final film made by which director? This director often worked outside of the Hollywood studio system and was responsible for such works as Pickup on South Street, Shock Corridor, and the semi-autobiographical war drama The Big Red One.
Fuller.
Samuel Fuller is correct. And Clifford. Donald Trump's 2010 appearance in Money Never Sleeps, the sequel to which 1987 film was cut but still appears in the Blu-ray version. The original starred Michael Douglas as Gordon Gekko, a wealthy but morally questionable corporate raider.
Wall Street.
3 for 3. And that is the end of round 4. Good luck, have fun, everyone, on these last 12 questions. First of them being this one. David, in the 2019 film Georgetown, Christoph Waltz played Ulrich Mott, a ruthless killer who kills his socialite wife Elsa, portrayed by which veteran actress?
Yeah, I just haven't heard of this film. Let's say Close.
That is not what I have here. Ben?
Pass.
Yogesh?
Pass.
Clifford?
Pass.
Veteran actress is Vanessa Redgrave.
Okay.
Next one for you, David. Myrna Loy and William Powell appeared together 13 times. They played the married couple Nick and Nora Charles in the 6 films of the Thin Man series of detective films based off the work of what author? Humphrey Bogart played Sam Spade in an adaptation of this man's Maltese Falcon, although Lauren Bacall was nowhere to be seen.
Hammett.
Dashiell Hammett is correct. And David, last one for you. Which 2012 film with a majority female cast stars Selena Gomez, Vanessa Hudgens, Amber Benson, and Rachel Corrine, who descend into a world of drugs and crime after meeting an eccentric drug dealer played by James Franco?
Spring Breakers.
Spring Break, y'all.
As a Pretty
right.
Little Liars fan, I have to point out it's Ashley Benson.
Oh, did I not? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Did I miss? Sorry, I misspoke. I apologize. But we are to Ben's last 3 questions. Ben, which 2023 Oscar-nominated documentary details Tunisian woman Olaf Hamroumi's efforts to recover her children who joined a Libyan extremist group? Later going on to make the voice of Hind Rajab, director Kahur Ben Hania cast actresses to play the missing family members.
Yeah, I don't have pass.
To David.
Pass.
To Yogesh.
4 Daughters.
That movie is called 4 Daughters. Next one for Ben. Known for starring as an 11-year-old in the 1994 film The Client, which actor died of a heroin overdose aged 25 in 2008 after years of drug abuse?
Renfro.
Brad Renfro is correct. And Ben, in which 1992 erotic thriller does a teenager, played by Drew Barrymore, befriend an introverted classmate before seducing her wealthy father in an attempt to replace her sick mother?
Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy is correct. Yogesh, the first of the final for you is... Roger Ebert only removed 1 film from his 2012 list that he included on his 2002 list. That was which 1989 Polish film series that consisted of 10 one-hour films inspired by the 10 Commandments?
Decalogue.
Decalogue is correct. Next one for you, Yogesh. Released in 1959, Marcel Camus directed what movie? A retelling of a Greek myth about two doomed lovers that transposed the story from the Greek underworld to Carnival in Rio de Janeiro.
Black Orpheus.
Black Orpheus is correct. And Yogesh? Donald Trump makes a cameo as himself, who is planning to buy St. Patrick's Cathedral in the 1998 film Celebrity. The film was written and directed by which New Yorker known for his work on films such as Annie Hall and Hannah and Her Sisters?
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen is 3 for 3 for you. And now the last 3 questions of the match. Clifford. Which notorious box office flop starred Warren Beatty and Dustin Hoffman as a pair of talentless songwriters who stumble upon a 4-party Cold War standoff during a trip to Morocco?
Ishtar.
That is Ishtar. Next one for you. Bob Peak had a long working relationship with what earlier designer, whose career began in 1942 with the poster for Yankee Doodle Dandy. Some of his most famous designs were used for Casablanca, The Exorcist, and My Fair Lady.
Ansel.
That is not what I have here. Goes to Ben.
Pass.
David.
I'll pass.
Yogesh.
Pass.
His name, Bill Gold. And for many marbles, Clifford. Which actor played Katie Finneran in Wet Hot American Summer? Her other film roles include Jessie Reeves in Queen of the Dam and Connie in the Mighty Ducks series.
No. Banks.
That is not what I have here. Ben?
I don't have it. Pass.
So David?
Yeah, I'll just pass. I don't have a good guess.
Yogesh?
Moreau.
Yeah.
Marguerite Moreau for the win.
Oh,
Well done.
Thank you.
And
well played.
Well
That-
played. Great game.
and all of you in double digits, all of you with at least 11 points. That is befitting such esteemed company. I don't think we necessarily need to share the tiebreakers and spares with the stream, but I can pull that up if everyone wants to see those questions for fun, since we don't have a tie to have to break.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, before we, if you're implying the stream is going dead right now, can we just say before we go that congratulations, Yogesh, well played, everybody, and thank you, Bob, for reading.
Great
and,
game.
steering the
Yeah.
ship tonight.
Echo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good game, everyone.
Right. Yeah, I don't know whether we're going to stream the tiebreakers and spares, but I'm going to share a screen to display those questions. And yeah. Okay. All right. So
Do you want us to interrupt to let you finish reading, or can we interrupt?
yeah, let's do it that way. That way the folks playing at home can at least have a fair shot at these questions as well.
Okay.
Round 1, question 1 of the tiebreakers would have started with this question. The Luck of the Irish was a Disney Channel original movie that focused on Kyle Johnson, who must save his family by winning the state championship game for his junior high team in which sport?
Basketball.
He was a junior high basketball player, yes. Next tiebreaker. Jason Statham stars as a former British government assassin living in isolation who is forced to protect a young girl from the agency determined to kill him in which 2026 action thriller?
The Beekeeper?
Shelter?
That is the movie Shelter.
Nice.
Beekeeper, I think, is 2024, but they are making a sequel.
Yeah, I can't wait for that Beekeeper sequel, considering who's going to be directing it. It's the one reason I'm holding out to stay alive through 2027.
One of my favorite quiz questions I've written in the last few years was a question that started with the phrase "extremely flammable honey" is a plot point.
I mean, it's also a valuable lesson in teaching older folks the importance of not paying attention to phishing attempts.
Yeah.
All right. The next tiebreaker question, depicting Lombard peasants during the late 19th century, which Hermano Olmi film won the 1978 Palme d'Or.
The Tree of
Tree of
Wooden
Wooden
Clogs.
Clogs.
The Tree of Wooden Clogs is correct. Moving on to round 2. Warner Brothers allegedly filmed 2 endings for which 1936 film, with Leslie Howard surviving in one and dying in the other? Humphrey Bogart played the villain Duke Mantee in this film.
The Petrified Forest.
The Petrified Forest is correct. Next question. The 1977 1977's The Kentucky Fried Movie helped bring which film writing trio to public acclaim?
Zucker,
Zucker,
Abrams,
Abrams, and
Abrams,
Zucker.
Zucker.
Zucker, Abrams, and Zucker is correct. I don't think it's going to show the answer. No, it's not. All right. Moving on to the last tiebreaker before the spares. Which American actress played Maya Doolittle, the daughter of the title character in the Dr. Dolittle series of films?
Pratt.
It is Kyla Pratt.
Well done.
And she's also the voice of Penny Proud in the Proud Family, which is what I
nice.
better know her from.
Yes.
And she's running for mayor of Los Angeles? Or is that someone else?
Probably no relation, but I mean, I don't want to speak out of school. Let's go to the spares. Based on the true story of Harry Powers, Robert Mitchum starred as preacher and serial killer Harry Powell in which 1955 film?
The Night of the Hunter.
Hunter.
The
Or as
Night
Roger
of the
Ebert
Hunter.
said, I love, hate this movie.
Next spare question. Which veteran actor voiced Marlin in 2003's Finding Nemo?
Albert
Al Brooks.
Einstein.
Brooks.
That too.
Albert Brooks, though Albert Einstein would have. Oh, that's not the answer to that one.
That's interesting.
That is interesting. The last spare before the closest to the pin. Which New Zealand-born costume designer won an Academy Award for her work on the 2020 film Frankenstein?
Holly.
Kate Hawley
Nice.
is her
Yeah,
name.
if any one of us are going to get that, it's the person working at the
Better be
Academy.
Yeah. Your badge doesn't work on Monday if it doesn't. Let's go to the closest to the pin. We'll do it with the chat. Yeah, direct message me your guess to this question. We managed to keep this relatively non-parochial, but here's your reminder that this this tournament originates in the UK. According to the UK Cinema Association, to the nearest million, how many cinema tickets were sold in UK cinemas in 2022, the first full year of reopening following the COVID-19 pandemic?
I don't think we have a DM option.
Oh,
I think
no?
I do.
I think if you go to new chat and then you can
Yeah.
direct it specifically to Bob.
Ah, okay, I see. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And David, did you send it to the dot?
Just-
Oh, no, I see it.
Just send it.
Okay. All right. So David, 20.42 million. Ben, 66 million. Clifford, 4.8 million. Yogesh with 30 million. By virtue of having guessed the biggest number of the 4 of you, Ben, I believe, with 66 million is the closest that any of you came to the correct answer of 117 million tickets sold.
Oh.
People are antsy to go back to the movies after a year at home.
That's more
And
than one
that's-
ticket per the population, which is not what I expected that soon after COVID. That's glad that cinemas were back in full force.
Yeah. Cinema's back, baby. And yes, y'all,
Yeah.
like I said, at the end of regulation were tremendous. It was an honor and pleasure to get to read for all of you and to get to spectate this match directly. Have a good rest of your weekend, everyone. And when next there is a Brain of Film, I hope to see any and all of you once again.
All right.
That was the
After
most exciting thing, was to hear the first Brain of Film.
Indeed.
We'll be back for more. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'll be off
Yep.
Friday.
I mean,
Thank you
I mean-
letter to Margaret Mordo.
Yeah.